The universe is full of variety and different extremes. We also have highs and lows and everything in between. We are able to see the different extremes as opposites of the one. We are grateful for all variety. We focus on that which we would like more of, and we allow the universe to surprise us.
Hi, I'm Diane. I'm creating this class as a way to connect with everyone during this time of great change and great fluctuation. And I really feel that we are on the cusp of just a whole new becoming and a whole new life. It's really important to survey all of our energy and all of our lives and really take count right now. Is what I've been doing is looking around and taking count what is most important, what do I want to take with me to the next beyond, who do I want to be, how do I want to express myself, and for me to truly be who I am and move through the world as the light and the true nature and color of my being. I believe everyone must, according to the laws, walk with my free will, my guidance, my will, my knowing, what feels right in my gut, relieving what's making me so anxious and putting myself in a spot where I can really just relax and let my guard down. Everyone deserves, even if you notice, if you watch the animals, even the fish have a place where they go and they pull back and they're protected. They can let their guard down. This is what I'm talking about. Give yourself space to start there, somewhere. A lot of people like to start with a journal, start writing. Personally, I was so anxious I couldn't write in a journal. I felt like my journal was going to be read. So I started writing and destroying my notes, and just doing that was enough to move my energy and motion for me to see clearly, more clearly than I saw before, how to put myself into a position where I can truly share my gifts of who I am and still be protected. And isn't that what we all deserve? I believe so. And then as we create that for ourselves, it expands. And not only does it expand for ourselves, when we expand ours, when we make sure that everybody inside our area of control is treated with kindness and respect and understanding and compassion. And even though we have these extremely different needs, desires, and things that we find most important, somehow we can find a way to coexist. And if we can't, we can find a way to have enough space that we can coexist. It's all about space. If you're having problems coexisting, it's because there's not enough space. We all just need a little area to be. And that's what I'm creating right here at this table and tablet and Zoom room. I'm creating a space, not only for me, but for everybody here, for everyone to come as you are and share your color, because all of our colors are so divine. Everything is dual, everything has poles, everything has a pair of opposites. Like and unlike are as the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half true. All paradoxes may be reconciled. So what the Hermetic law of polarity means to me is that every possible thing that I experience physically, emotionally, mentally, when I zone in on it, it feels like that is the only thing. And I'm literally pushing it against it because it feels to me, it is dire consequence to alleviate that, which is this experience that I stand, right? So I'm literally pushing at it as hard as I can because it's life or death, right? I'm in bad, I gotta get to good. And so the law of polarity is reminding me, hey, look at, you think that you're in bad. Slow down, realize everything has opposite. Is in every situation, everything has its opposite going on in the same intensity in every situation. The best example that comes to my mind right now is a few days ago, I'm from Michigan. On the weekend, there was protests all over the country. And Tale of Two Cities in Michigan, Grand Rapids was kind of a upscale, eclectic community, had a peaceful protest that started in the afternoon and then went into the wee hours and somewhere in the middle turned violent and hostile, as we've seen in other cities. In Flint, Michigan, which is basically right on the other side of the state, I used to live right in the middle of the two. Flint, which is a city that has been plagued with poverty, drug problems, water that's undrinkable and unsafe to be around for humans for years. And in that community, what happened? The police, as the protesters gathered, as they do, the police who come, in full riot gear with their everything nowadays in a wall, they basically came up and put down their guard and their protection and their weapons and said, hey, you know what? We see there is injustice. That is wrong. We are not them. We do not promote that. He said, what do you want? And they said, walk with us. And they walked in protest for hours. And actually, if you look at the walking area, it's really quite far where they went. I mean, I think that you could, the two stories of two equal-sized cities in the same state is just so interesting. And then the parallels of polarity, where you have the extreme opposites of everything, and then that weaves in all the differences of hate and love and wealth and poor, and then you just take all this and you get, depression and oppression and control and protection, and you get all these forces pushing together. When you step back and you see that energy, that latent energy, that's just one. That is passion, okay? That is extreme passion from fear or passion from love. And it's furying. And when you can step back and see, if you're shooting your love to get someone to not be your opposite because you don't want them there, then all you're doing is pressing against each other so that you're farther apart, so that you're more opposite. So I was sharing the story about the two extremes, and it's really hard for me, and I'm guessing for everybody, to find the step back. And I literally get lost in it. I lost my train of thought, and I can't even remember how I was supposed to get there. So I go back to the teachings, and that's what the teachings are here for. So that when I lose my way, it gives me something that's always true, that can just help me catch my breath so that I can breathe just for a minute and relax. So I think we all can see the two poles. And when you start looking at the two poles and you really see that it is a matter of degree, and you start interacting people and seeing all the flaws, all the denseness, all the lack of love. And I start dwelling on that. And then I notice that what happens is the amount of amazingness I start seeing from them starts to dwindle, and it starts dwindling. And then I start seeing more denseness, and then there's less light, more denseness, and it kind of like, I literally flow right into what I would call the road to darkness. We don't want to send anybody down because it dead ends to nowhere. We don't want anyone to take that road. So what we all want to do is take a step back and just say, yep, this is polarity in my face, and I can't see nothing but what I see, and I know there's a whole lot more because everything has infinite degrees of everything, and if I'm only seeing one, then I need to step back and spin in 360 degrees and see all the variance, and that's what this time is calling for. Well, let's just go on and look at it. It says, there's degrees of love and hate. There is a middle point where like and dislike become so faint that it is difficult to distinguish between them. Courage and fear are under the same rule. The pair of opposites exist everywhere. Where you find one thing, you find its opposites, the two poles. So basically, once you realize that you're on a pole, then you know that the opposite of what you're seeing also exists right here in this moment to some degree. And so what I'm reminded to do is take a deep breath and search for something that I like. When I turn 360 degrees, find something that I like. I don't need to push against those that are already going down the path of darkness and grab their hand and walk them and lose myself there. That is not necessary. All I need to do is find something I like, notice that the opposite of what I'm pushing at also exists. Find that, focus on that, let it get bigger in my bubble, illuminate that to such a level that it transmutes my experience. The pair of opposites exist everywhere. Where you find one thing, you find its opposite pole. This fact enables the hermetist to transmute one mental state into another along the lines of polarization. Things belonging to different classes cannot be transmuted from one to each other, but things along the same class may be changed. Thus, hate may be transmuted into love. Hate may not be transmuted into courage, but fear could be transmuted into courage. The change is not a nature of transmutation from one thing into another thing. It's not that at all. It's merely a change in degree of the same thing. So heat may be transmuted into cold simply by lowering the vibration. All mental states are along innumerable class, and each class has its opposite pole that allows transmutation to happen. What all students are noticing is that love is positive to hate, courage is positive to fear, activity is positive to non-activity. The positive poles seem to be in a higher degree than the negative, and it's readily dominant. So the tendency in nature is the direction towards the dominant activity of the positive pole. So the natural state is to be pulled to the highest vibration, because things naturally rest in the positive state. They literally have to be pulled into the negative state. You can take a person in a melancholy state or full of fear. A mental scientist will basically bring her energy, as in me, bring up my own mental desire and vibration, which I do by my trained tools. And I bring that up to a certain state that it's so what is being desired based on the opposite energies that I'm using to shoot it up towards. And that will produce a similar mental state in the others by induction. Basically, the result being that the vibrations are raised and the person's polarized towards the positive end of the scale instead of the negative. In his or her sphere, and own negative emotions are transmuted into courage in similar positive states. And for everybody to take everything that they've been pushing against and staring towards, you're basically staring towards the darkness. Your neck is so tilted towards the darkness that I bet it hurts so bad right here because it's so much work fighting the darkness. It is exhausting. So everybody took that which was in discord with what they desired and threw that energy in towards what they desired, more and more of what we all desire will illuminate. And I promise you that illumination will spread and spread. And it just has to, because that's how energy works. With that, that is basically what I had on this lesson of polarity. And I'm going to go ahead and go into the closing prayer. So let's all get comfortable. It really is best to sit with your spine straight forward and get comfortable. Let's take 3 deep breaths in. These are deep belly breaths. Now, as you notice the quiet around you, take a deep breath and pull your head as far towards the light as possible. If you don't see a light, that's okay. First, imagine this amazing light illuminating above you. And as you look up, you actually feel it in your forehead. And it's slamming into your forehead. And you release that light from your forehead. And you tilt your eyes forward and center. Always forward and center. So tilt your head forward and center, and you allow the light that comes from above and illuminate the area above you. Allow yourself for this moment to wear a crown and rule the area around you, all of your light around you. And expand this light all around all that is in your bubble of safety. And you fill it down into your forehead. And then you allow yourself to illuminate out your forehead and all around. And connect and tie back. And wrap it back around and drop it down, all the way down, all the way down into your throat. And illuminate your whole head, throat, and clavicle area. And as you bring it down from above, from your crown all the way to your throat, you allow it to go out your throat as you speak your knowing, your will, and your needs. You allow it to go out forward. You allow it to go all around and tie up behind you. That's where we have a hard time. Sometimes we tie it with trust and faith to our knowing, to that which we trust most, our knowing. Our knowing comes from our above, our pride, our throat, and that knowing fills down into our heart. And we allow that, all that we allow in there to illuminate all the way down through our chest cavity. And then, and only then, do we allow our will to go out and spread to that and all that which is around us, connecting back. Our will, our strength, all that is there. We allow that light to drop right down into our area below our belly button, our creative center. And we let it illuminate and trust that it's all coming from us, our knowing. We fill ourselves with our knowing and our words. What aligns with us, aligned and centered. And then we allow our creativity to pour out of that space. We send our creativity out and we share it with those in our graces, our body, and let it enlight all those that are in darkness so that they can open their eyes and have a few moments. All we need. So in this moment, we allow all that is us to pour all the way down through us and just below our bottoms and illuminate that area. This is our grounding center. This is what connects us. And we allow that to be filled with us, and we connect us right down into the core of the ground, beyond that which we can see, beyond our knowing. And we take our unknowing and we breathe it, and we fill it with that which we do not know. And we ride what we do not know all the way back around to the top of our bubble. And we sink back into that which is our light, our moment, our peace, our joy. So I'm wishing all of you this moment of pure, creative, grounded, genius time, which you can give to yourself, your future you, to experience. And if you feel comfortable and safe with me, please share it with me. I'm here. Thank you all so much for being here. I'll see you live next Tuesday, 10 o'clock Eastern. If you are unable to attend, just go ahead and enjoy the live videos. This is Diane, sharing my magic toolbox with you, closing my section on the Hermetic Principle of Polarity. The light of all surrounds us. The love of all enfolds us. The power of all washes over us. Wherever we are, all is. And that's the truth. Bye now.